Okay, so we'll start the discussion. How are the papers? How did you find the papers? Good, easy, maths. I'm talking about maths. So you want me to discuss each and every question? Okay, fine. So there are questions, there are also solutions given by some of the nation's leading institutions. Let's see if we can make them any better or they're already good. So what I heard is papers are lengthy maths. Is it true? Okay. So whenever you feel paper is lengthy, there can be two things. Either the paper is really lengthy or we are doing it the wrong way. It could be a combination of both. So in some questions there may definitely be some easy ways of doing the question which you might have missed out. So let us see if we can find any easy ways of doing it. Which of them is a tautology? Which of them is a tautology? Tautology means true. If you draw an analogy to statements, to your sets, ఇక్కడ ఆర్ వాట్ ఎవర్ we say in statements is analogous to union in sets and is analogous to intersection in sets. Tautology means complete sample space. If it is false, it should be a null set. Okay? So, A union, A intersection B. A intersection B means, you know, in that Venn diagram, it is common region of A and B. A union A intersection B, what is it? A. A, is it a tautology? Is it complete sample space? No, it is just A. So option 1 is obviously wrong. A and A or B. A and A or B, what is it? A or B is A union B. And A is intersection A is how much? A itself. A is again not tautology. So first two options are ruled out. First two options are ruled out. So either we have to look at A 3 or 4. Now A implies B is something which you don't find in sets. So what is the conversion for A implies B? A implies B is as good as negation B A or B. Negation A or B. This is how you convert that implication sign to sets. Okay. So let me look at any one of them. A implies B is what? Negation A or B. Can you see that here directly? I am not writing anything. Negation A or B. Now A intersection A and negation A or B. When you are talking about A and, will negation of A have an impact there? No, right? A intersection negation A is null set. So A intersection negation A will not have anything. So this is as good as A and B. A and B. Are you able to get me? This is as good as A and B. A intersection B. So B implies A and B. What does that mean? Negation B or A and B. I am deliberately writing intersection. So you should not have any confusion. They are one and the same. A and B or negation B. What does that mean? Negation B is there. Or everything in B is also there. Are we right? A intersection B. What all are there in that? If you look at your Venn diagram, this is A, this is B. A intersection B is this space. Negation B is which space? Everything outside B is your negation. What is their union? Is there anything missing in the union? This space, not complete B, but this space A without B without A. B minus A is missing. Okay. So this is again not tautology. So obviously left out option is tautology. If you want just for practice, I will again tell you. A implies B is what? Negation A or B. A intersection negation A is useless, null set. So A intersection B. What is this? A intersection B. What does this mean? Negation of A intersection B or B. Negation of A intersection B contains everything outside A intersection B. So what is missing? Only A intersection B. That is already there in B. So union is complete set. Yes or no? So that's a tautology. Can you understand this? Why this is a tautology? So you need not do much of arithmetic here. If you know the basic meaning just by visualization, you are still able to do the question. Okay? A man is walking on the straight line. The arithmetic mean of reciprocals of the intercepts. So on a straight line, whenever he is talking about intercepts, especially when he is talking about reciprocals of intercepts, which form of straight line we should go? Intercept form. Everyone is one and the same, but to save calculations, we discuss so many forms. Whenever we are talking about intercepts, especially reciprocals of intercepts, it's wise to go with intercept form. So let the line be x by a plus y by b equal to 1. What is given? Arithmetic mean of the reciprocal of intercepts. So that is 1 by a plus 1 by b by 2 is 1 by 4. So 1 by a plus 1 by b is how much? 1 by 2. Or 2 if I multiply. Okay. Now what is he saying? 3 stones ABC are placed on 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4 respectively. Which of the stones are on the path of the man? Path of the man means which of these points are on the line? Simple question. Which of the points are in this line? Yes or no? Can you see which point is satisfying this line? 2, 2. Yes or no? Which of the 3 points is satisfying that line equation? 2, 2. So answer is 2, 2. Do I have to do anything? So what did they do? Assume the line in a wrong format. Starting of the question itself is wrong, y-intercept, nonsense. Okay. That's not needed. That is where again a lengthy paper you can find it to be short. Equation of the plane passing through this point and perpendicular to two given planes. Perpendicular to two given planes. Okay. A plane which is perpendicular to this plane, normals will be perpendicular. Another plane, again our plane is perpendicular to this plane also. So normals will be perpendicular. So our normal is perpendicular to given two normals. Yes or no? Normal of our plane is perpendicular to given two normals. Any vector perpendicular to two given vectors will be along their cross product. So how to do the normal vector? Take cross product. He has also taken the cross product. Absolutely fine. That is what you need to do. Take the cross product. You will get the normal vector. You know normal vector and you know the point. It is given to pass through 1, 2, minus 3. So what will be the equation? A into x minus x1 plus b into y minus y1 plus c into z minus z1 is equal to 0. You know ABC, you know the point. So you can write the line equation. So not again a very lengthy question. Population P, differential equations, you will get standard questions, either variable separable or a linear differential equation, simple linear. Okay. So this is the regular type of questions which are being asked. So this is what? Basic linear equation. Simple integration. Take that P term this side, T term this side, integrate on both sides. You have log of 0.5 P minus 450 is equal to T plus some constant. To give that constant, P of 0 is 850 given, you will get the constant, everything is simple from there. So not again a very complicated question. That is what you need to do and that is what is being done. System of linear equations. I have not gone through all the papers, but I am sure that out of 6 papers, at least 3 to 4 questions, papers will contain this question. Okay? So this is not again what you have to do. He has found out delta x, delta y, delta z, all possible nonsense in the world he did. I don't know why. That makes paper lengthy. 3 linear equations are inconsistent. Means what? No solution. What do you mean by 3 linear equations? There are 3 planes. 3 plane equations. 3 plane equations can be concurrent. They can belong to a family. They have a line in common. When will that happen? When one equation is linear combination of the other 2. Or there is a linear combination which will make the entire set 0. That is when you have infinite solutions. And in that, if left hand side is having a linear combination, but right hand side one of them is violating, same linear combination is not making it 0, then you will have no solution. What is that case? When third plane is parallel to this line. That is when you will not have any intersection. In all other cases, you will have solution. That means, if simple delta is equal to 0, you will have infinite or no solution. If delta is not equal to 0, it is unique solution. So in family of planes, what happens is, one equation you will be able to write it as linear combination of the other 2. And luckily, most of the times, you will be able to see it if you see it properly. Can you see something here? 1 plus 2 is 3. 1 plus 2 is 3. 2 minus 4 is minus 2. Kada. So minus 1 minus 2, if it is minus k, then delta will be 0. So k value, how much you can see? 3. So this plus this, if it is this, both sides you will have infinite solution. Only on this side but not on this side, no solution. Not on both the sides, you will have unique solution. So you want inconsistent, means no solution. So this plus this, if it is equal to this, k equal to 3, but 10 is not equal to 6 plus 5m, 10 is not equal to 6 plus 5m, then you have inconsistent equations. Pen vaadalsina avasaram unda? So, did you see the question? Not at all lengthy. Seconds to solve. Antena? You can see. Do nothing. Minus 3, if it is k should be 3, and 5m should not be 4. M should not be 4 by 5. Whatever is the option. So, you should not be doing this. That is the moral of the story. That makes question paper lengthy. Here also some nonsense he has done. Nothing has to be done. Pen bettakundas. What is there? We have to discuss about continuity of the function. Continuity of the function. What are the functions? Some product, any deadly combination of continuous functions will be continuous. If there is one discontinuous function, another continuous function, we have to check only at the points of discontinuity. Elsewhere it will be continuous. So you have one function which is disturbing, step x minus 1, which is discontinuous whenever x is an integer. This is always continuous. So if at all there is a problem will be there only when x is an integer. Otherwise it is always continuous. So let's focus only on integers. Adi kuda avasaram aitane we will write something. Otherwise let us simply straightforwardly see. If x is an integer, something this is showing, forcefully asking you to see me, see me, see me. What is that? If x is an integer, how do you read this in English? If x is an integer, how do you read that in English? Odd multiple of pi by 2. Odd multiple of pi by 2 cos what will happen? 0. So LHL, RHL, whatever it may be, cos will make everything 0. So this is continuous on R. This is continuous on R. So 2n minus 1 by 2 pi, odd multiple of pi by 2, he is asking you to C. Once you see that, this is 0. So irrespective of LHL, RHL, whatever they are, 0, continuous. Okay, so it is continuous on R. That is what is given. Okay, so you need not evaluate these limits and you can happily save your time. Planes regularly ask questions, and in this question paper they ask twice. Okay, so what will you do? Point of intersection of line and plane. Line and plane, how will you solve? Equate this to t. Write the point in terms of t, t plus 3, comma 2t plus 4, comma 2t plus 5. That will be the point. What is specialty of this point? It will lie on this plane. Substitute, get the value of t. You get the point. Then he is asking distance, nothing much. That is what you have to do. That is what he has done. Tangent to the curve meets the curve again at Q. This is again regularly asked question. It's a archive, I guess. Seen it many a times. Either this should have been advanced archive or JEE Main archive. So the tangent at this point meets the curve again at T. What will be equation of the tangent at that particular point? Y minus t cube is equal to dy by dx, 3t square into x minus t. That will be the tangent. Meets the curve again. Meets the curve again at the point which divides PQ internally in what ratio? Let's say the curve meets again at the point T1 comma T1 cube. T1 comma T1 cube. Okay. So what is the ratio in which ordinate of the point? What do you mean by ordinate of the point? Y coordinate divides PQ internally in the ratio 1:2. So y is equal to x cube is the curve. At some point you are drawing tangent P. This is Q. Okay, it is cutting the curve again at Q. Then the ordinate at the point which divides PQ in the ratio 1:2. He is asking y coordinate of this point. He is asking y coordinate of that point. Okay. So what is that y coordinate? T cube plus 2 T1 cube divided by 3. Isn't it? Yes or no? So if you find T1, story is over. How to find T1? Tangent equation, solve it again with the curve. And we are hunting only for T value or T cube value. You are hunting for T cube value or T value. Okay. So substitute any variable point on it. Let's say capital T. This will be capital T cube. Okay. What will be? This is a cubic equation. This is a cubic equation. So can you see 3 solutions where this is one solution? Here the curve is touching the line. Touching means even number of solutions. So 2 solutions are here, 1 solution is here. So what are solutions of this equation? T, again T, T1. These are the 3 solutions. You can focus on sum of the solutions or product of the roots. Product of the roots, what is it? T square, T1. 2 roots are T, another root is T1. What is product of the roots from this equation? What is a constant term? Bring everything this side. 3t cube minus t cube. 2t cube with a minus sign divided by coefficient of t cube is 1. From here, what are you getting? T1. minus 2 t minus 2t. 2:1 ratio. So obviously 0. Okay. Am I right? Or any just apply section formula that way. That's it. So t1, how much you are getting? Minus 2t. Minus 2t. Substitute and get the answer. So a good question. But only thing with this is, this was already asked. I don't remember the paper, but for sure I have seen this question, so it should be a archives question. So this is again a straightforward question. Cos x minus sin x in the numerator, sin 2x in the denominator. We have done plenty of such questions in integration. Sin 2x, how will you see it as? Sin x plus cos x whole square minus 1. So the new denominator will become root over 9 minus sin x plus cos x whole square. Numerator, what do you have? Cos x minus sin x, which is simply derivative of sin x plus cos x. So this is in the form dt by root over a square minus t square, sin inverse sin x plus cos x by 3. Nothing needs to be done. Directly you will get, substitutions are not required, t is not required. Directly you will write equation. Okay, this again he has written in terms of sigma notation, not needed. You can directly differentiate and find out. Okay, so write the expansion of 1 plus x whole power n, differentiate it. You want alternate plus minus signs, yes or no? 1, 2, 2 is associated with 2, 3 associated with 3. So you will differentiate and put x is equal to minus 1. Write the expansion of 1 plus x whole power 15, differentiate on both sides, put x is equal to minus 1. So majority of the part will become 0. So probably if something is missing or sign is there, you have to check it. Last term you have to check, other than that, that part will be 0. So you are left with only one part now. 14c1 plus 14c3 plus 14c5. Alternate terms you are doing. Alternate terms, what will you do? First put x is equal to 1, 2 power 14. Then put x is equal to minus 1, 0. You will add both of them and divide by 2. So how much will that be? 2 power 13. 2 power 13. And what is missing here? 14c13 is missing. 14c13 is missing. So that you have to compensate. That is the answer. So no sigma, nothing. Regular IP question. Yes or no? You would have done many times. Alternate, whenever you get, it is 0 because you are putting x equal to minus 1. It vanishes. So till here, except for that tangent question, there was no great question which had any trouble. Increases, decreases. Okay? Increases, decreases, sometimes we will be able to identify it orally, seeing at the function. But here a lot of numbers are there, so probably that is not the case. So you have to go with f dash of x. F dash of x, what is it? 3, he made it cancelled, he gave the number strategically so that denominator 6 will not be left. So you will get a simple expression and some cancellations will also happen because 2 sin x is there, 2x cos x is there. In terms of differentiating 2x cos x, some cancellations will definitely happen. Okay. So f dash x, you are getting it as 2x minus 1 into x minus sin x. X minus sin x, whenever you see, if x is positive, x minus sin x is positive. X is always greater than or equal to sin x. X is greater than sin x whenever x is positive. X is less than sin x whenever x is negative. Okay, odd function. So simply he is using that. If x is positive, this is always positive. So you want the function to be increasing. X should be greater than half. So 0 to half it is decreasing, half to infinity it is increasing. If x is negative, this expression is negative, this will also be negative, product is positive. So minus infinity to 0 it is increasing. You done? So nothing much, simple discussion will give you the answer. Okay. So you want me to write something or tell in this question? Right? Huh? Directly orally చెప్పేద్దాం. Sir, see, first function is a linear function. Slope is positive, so it's a strictly increasing function. Range is minus infinity to plus infinity. Minus infinity to plus infinity. In that, if you substitute any function whose range is also R, composition range will again be R. Yes or no? When you give domain R in a linear function, your output range will also be R. So in that, if you are substituting some function whose range is R, range of the composition will also be R. So first question you have to check for onto into is range of g of x R? Range of g of x is not R. You know, linear by linear. When will this become 1? Coefficient of x in the numerator by coefficient of x in the denominator, only when x tends to infinity. It will be asymptotic with the line x is equal to 1. Which curve is it? Rectangular hyperbola. It's a rectangular hyperbola. It will be asymptotic with the line y is equal to 1. Y is equal to 1, it will never touch. There are two asymptotes, vertical asymptote and horizontal asymptote. X is equal to 1 is one asymptote, y is equal to 1 is another asymptote. Okay? This curve is linear by linear. Linear by linear will always be a rectangular hyperbola. This line is x is equal to 1. This line is y is equal to 1. Okay? Now, I will not even go deeper. Range is not 1. Range is not R. Range is not R. So, this is not a onto function. One number will be missing. Now, this kind of rectangular hyperbola, based on these two numbers, either it can be this type of rectangular hyperbola or this type of rectangular hyperbola. Depends on the numbers. You can segregate చేసినప్పుడు xy is equal to you are getting a positive number or negative number, depends on that. Okay? I need not even look at that. If it is this type of rectangular hyperbola, it will be an increasing function. If it is this kind of rectangular hyperbola, it will be a decreasing function. So either it is strictly increasing or it is strictly decreasing. In an increasing function, if you put another increasing function, composition will be increasing. If in a decreasing function, you put a increasing function, composition will be a decreasing function. Okay? So either this will be a f of g, I can calculate and see, waste of time, why do you want to? Either it will be a strictly increasing function or strictly decreasing function. I have to just check whether it is half or 2 or 3 or I have to get into the numbers. I don't want to. But I am sure that it will be a monotonic function. I am sure that it will be a monotonic function. And all monotonic functions are 1, 1. All monotonic functions are 1, 1. So it is 1, 1 but not on to option 3. That's what it's given. Is it clear? Rectangular hyperbola. Linear by linear is a rectangular hyperbola. So either it will be a decreasing function or increasing function based on the constants. Okay? If you differentiate, you will get either 1 by x minus some positive number by x minus 1 whole square or negative number by x minus 1 whole square. Okay? Irrespective of that, f of g either it will be a strictly increasing function or strictly it will be a monotonic. That's what much I can say. So for answering the question, that information is sufficient. Every monotonic function is a 1-1 function. Let us see what he has done. He has found out f of g of x. No, this is something which you should not do. Okay. A ordinary die is rolled in certain number of times. If the probability of getting an odd number 2 times is equal to the probability of getting an even number 3 times, then the probability of getting odd number of certain number of times. Let's say he has rolled the die n times. First thing what he is asking, is the probability of getting an odd number 2 times, an odd number. So some particular odd number 2 times getting an odd number. Getting a odd number, okay. Getting any odd number 2 times is equal to, so which 2 times? Select those 2 times, you are rolling the die 2 times, n minus 2 times you are getting a even trial, 2 times you are getting a odd trial. So both of them are equal, 1 by 2, 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 power 2 into 1 by 2 power n minus 2 will simply be 1 by 2 power n. This is the probability of getting odd number exactly 2 times. And what is the next thing? This is equal to probability of getting an even number 3 times. Which 3 times? NC3 into 1 by 2 power 3 into n minus 3, that is again 1 by 2 power n. So 1 by 2 power n gets cancelled, 1 by 2 power n gets cancelled. NC2 is equal to NC3. Can you directly conclude without any calculation what is n? 5. N is 5. So what is he asking? Probability of getting an odd number of times. In 5 times when you are rolling, what all possibilities are there? 1 time, odd number of times, 1 time, 3 times, 5 times. So 5C1 into 1 by 2 power 5 plus 5C3 into 1 by 3 power 5 plus 5C5 into 1 by 2 power 5. 1 by 2 power 5 if you take common, it is 5C1 plus 5C3 plus 5C5. Simple calculation, get the answer. A scientific committee is to be formed from 6 Indians, 8 foreigners, which includes at least 2 Indians and double the number of foreigners as Indians. Then the number of ways committee can be formed. So at least 2 Indians means simple counting. In such ways it is best to tabulate it. Okay, write down a table while taking the cases. So Indians, what all possible things are there? 2 Indians, at least 2 means 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 up to 6. So let's say 2 Indians. How many foreigners should be there? Double that, 4. A scientific committee is to be formed. So how many ways you can take 2 Indians? 62. How many ways you can take 4 foreigners? 8C4. So it is 62 into 8C4. Or you may have 3 Indians. In case you have 3 Indians, how many foreigners will be there? 6. So 6C3 into 8C6 or 4 here, 8 here. Only 8 foreigners are left. So no other case is possible. This is the last thing which we have to write. 6C4 into 8C8 is 1. You need not even write that. That will be your answer. So maybe you have to tabulate it for clarity. These are the only options. And maybe do some little calculation. That will be simple. The area of the part of the circle, see areas 90% of the times or 99% of the times, either he will use basic trigonometric function or a circle or a quadratic parabola or a line. If you get control on these 4 curves, basic trigonometry sine, cos, tan, then circle, parabola, straight line. Straight line will give you triangles. Circles you already know, sectors or semicircle or complete circle. Parabola also I will tell you a simple formula. If you want to use it, you can use it, otherwise you can integrate it. So just practice parabola, you will be able to solve 99% of area questions. One parabola is given, one circle is given, area of the part which is outside the parabola and inside the circle. This is what you have to calculate. Okay. So if you want to do integration, fine. From the entire circle, it's better to remove from the circle. This white area is easy to integrate and find out. So entire circle area, what is it? Radius is 6 pi r square. So 36 pi is the entire circle. From that, what you have to remove 2 times of this particular area. 2 times of this particular area, 36 pi minus 2 times of, what is this area? Find the point of intersection, solve the 2 curves. Here it is directly given, I am using it 0 to 3. What is this upper part of the curve? Root 4x. Below part is minus root 4x. I am least bothered about below part, I am bothered only about the above part. Root 4x is nothing but 2 root x. Plus, from 3 to, this is 6 comma 0. 3 to 6. What is it? Upper part of the circle. Upper part of the circle is root over 36 minus x square. Lower part is minus root over 36 minus x square. So this is root over 36 minus x square dx. Both the sides I have to write. Simple integrals are something which you are left with. You can integrate them and find out the answer. If you are comfortable with geometry, I will suggest you one more method where you need not have to integrate. Okay. My target is to find this area, right? So first I will complete this. This part is area inside a parabola. Area inside a parabola. Area inside a parabola will always be 2/3 of this rectangle. What will it be? 2/3 of that rectangle. Okay? Area outside will be 1/3. So what is this rectangular area? Width 3, height 3 root 3, 9 root 3. 9 root 3. What is 2/3 of 9 root 3? 6 root 3. 6 root 3 is that particular area. Done? Okay. Now what I have to find? This part. Okay. This part is what I have to find. This was 6 root 3. This part I have to find. Okay. What I can find in circles is sector areas. Yes or no? What I want is that sector minus this triangle. Okay. How much is this angle? This is 3 root 3, this is 3. 60 degrees. Pi by 3. What is area of a sector? Half r square theta. Half r square is 36. So 18. 18 into theta is pi by 3. So how much? 6 pi. 6 pi. 6 pi is this entire area. What I want is only this part. So from which I have to remove this rectangle. What is this rectangle area? Width is 3. Height is 3 root 3. Half into root 3. Okay. This is your upper part. Lower part will be 2 times of this. So this will be 12. This will be 12. This whole thing you have to remove from the bigger circle. 36 pi minus this. That will be your answer. No integration, no root over a square minus x square. Simply you can do this, but do this only when your geometry is good. 10th class geometry is good. That will be sufficient. Only thing which you have to add is parabola. Inside the parabola, area will be 2/3. Outside the parabola, area will be 1/3. That's it. And this you can remember because regularly parabola is asked. You can see all the 6 papers. How many times he is asked, you yourself can gauge. Next question, let P and Q be two positive numbers such that P plus Q is 2. Then the equation whose roots are P and Q. Sum of the roots should be 2. All of them, sum of the roots is 2. Okay? He is talking about P power 4 plus Q power 4. If you know PQ, you will be able to answer question. Yes or no? So from P power 4 plus Q power 4, is it easy to find PQ? Or from PQ, is it easy to find P power 4 plus Q power 4? P plus Q is already 2. So if I had written the question, I would have done it this way in the exam. First question, PQ is 2. PQ is 2. P plus Q is 2. So P square plus Q square, how much will it be? P plus Q whole square minus 2PQ. How much? 4 minus 4, 0. Is it possible? No. Okay? That means you are getting some imaginary roots here. So that is ruled out. 8. PQ if it is 8. What will be P square plus Q square? 4 negative. Is it possible? No. Ruled out. Sorry. P plus Q whole square P and Q are two positive numbers. I think there is something messy with the question. Okay, none of them will satisfy. None of them will satisfy. Official answer is 4. Discriminant is what? Negative. Roots are imaginary. He says PQ are positive numbers. Impossible. If you have written this paper, claim for bonus. It's wrong. Okay, so you need not do anything. He did it. Nonsense. He got some answer. But that answer is wrong. Why is it wrong? It doesn't make any sense to do all this. What mistake he would have made here? P square plus Q square minus This is correct. This is also correct. This is correct, this is correct. 272. He got it right, no problem, but PQ are positive numbers. That root will not satisfy, that condition will not satisfy. Okay, it will come from some imaginary combination. It will not come from real number combination, it will come from a imaginary combination. Had he seen p square plus q square value here, he would have got it as a negative number. AM is not, cannot be less than GM, right? GM is how much? 4. GM of PQ is 4. AM is how much? 1. It's not possible for positive real numbers, not even for negative real numbers. So, question is wrong. You can happily claim it. Two vertical poles are 150 meters apart. You want me to do this question? 10th class, basic elementary heights and distances. So, his solution is also simple, so I don't think there is a problem. Okay. This is again one thing which you have to focus on. Newton-Leibniz theorem regularly is asking question, and this will be one such question which will look complicated, but it will take hardly less than a minute. L'Hospital's rule is something which you have to apply. So, what will you get? This limit is same as limit extending to 0, derivative of upper limit 2x sin x divided by 3x square. Answer is 2 by 3. Can we expect a simpler question? 0 plus a. You don't need any 0 plus or 0 minus. Both of them are same. So, same thing he did. Maybe by mistake he has put. Okay. E power log to the base e. What is it? Inverse function. Composition of f of f inverse. So, this will be simply 2 power cos square x plus cos power 4x plus so on, which is an infinite GP. 2 power 1 by 1 minus cos square x, which is 2 power cos square x by 1 minus cos square x, which is 2 power cot square x. 2 power cot square x will satisfy this equation. You can see roots of this equation. What are they? 8 and 1. 9 is given, 8 and 1. Okay. So, 2 power cot square x is 8 or 2 power cot square x is 1. So, cot square x is either 0 or 8. So, not a difficult question. That's what he did. So, that is what you need to do. Anybody will do the same. Locus of midpoint of the line segment joining focus of the parabola to a moving point of the parabola. What is focus of this parabola? A comma 0. To any moving point of the parabola, how will you assume? AT square comma 2AT. What is he asking? Locus of midpoint of this segment. Let the midpoint be H comma K. Or simply midpoint will be, you need not go for H and K. Midpoint you are getting it parametrically. How? It is A into T square plus 1 by 2 comma AT. Okay. So, from this you have to write the locus. X, Y. T is what? Y by A. T is Y by A. So, X is equal to A by 2 into Y square by A square plus 1. That will be the locus. Okay. Eliminating the parameter T will give you locus. Fine. Had it been H comma K question, what will you do? Midpoint of these 2 points. This is a point on the parabola. So, this is a point such that midpoint of this and a point like the midpoint M H comma K is a point which is midpoint of a comma 0 and a point lying on the parabola. So, how to find this point? It is 2H minus A comma 2K. What is specialty of that point? It will lie on the parabola. Substitute in the parabola equation y square is equal to 4x, you will get the locus. Either you can eliminate the parameter or you can directly do it in any one of the methods. So, simple question, absolutely no confusion here. You might have done lot of questions like this. If the least and the largest value of alpha, how it can't be onto? Which question you want me to explain, Abhishek? Onto. Okay, onto thin I will, f of g of x. See, that question, g of x, if I remember it right, it was something like this, x minus half by x minus 1. Okay, you can write it as x minus 1 plus half, x minus 1 plus half. So, this will be y is equal to 1 plus half x minus 1. So what is this equation? Y minus 1 into x minus 1 is equal to half. Is it not looking as xy is equal to c square? It is a rectangular hyperbola. But instead of xy, you have x minus 1 and y minus 1. So what are asymptotes of that hyperbola? X equal to 1 and y equal to 1. So x equal to 1 will not be there in the domain. Y minus 1 is asymptote. So y equal to 1 will not be there in the range. So range of G does not have 1. So what is range of G? R minus 1. Or else, you can also treat it this way. Range of f equal to ax plus b by cx plus d, standard linear function. This will be what? R minus a by c. Unless there is some cancellation happening, AD is not equal to BC. Range of this will be how much? A by c. If cancellation happens, it becomes a constant function, then range will only be a by c. Okay? So whenever that cancellation is not happening, x minus half and x minus 1, obviously nothing is getting cancelled there. So range will be how much? R minus 1. Now this you are giving it as input. This is your G. You are talking about f of g of x. In f you are giving all the inputs, all numbers into it, except for 1. Except for 1. So that element, f of 1, will be missing from the range of f of g of x. So what will be range of f of g of x? It will be r minus f of 1. So it is not r. That is the reason it is not on 2. Is it clear now? Fine. So coming back to the question. If the least and largest real values of alpha for which this equation has a solution are p and q respectively, then 4 into p square plus q square is equal to. He did it assuming z is equal to x plus I y. Let us see if all this is needed. See, this equation should have a solution. This equation should have a solution. So, alpha, is it a real number or any other number? Real values of alpha. Alpha is a real number. Mod z minus 1, is it a real number or any number? Real number. Yes or no? So remaining part of the equation should also be a real number, only then it will be equal to 0. So z plus 2i should be real number. So z, what will it be? Some real number x comma minus 2. Z will be x comma minus 2 or x minus 2i. X minus 2i. So substitute in it. What will it be? X plus alpha into, what will be mod z minus 1? Under root, distance from 1, x minus 1 whole square plus 4 is how much? 0. Is how much? 0. So alpha is equal to what? This equation should have a solution. So he is asking you what is the greatest and least value of alpha such that this equation has a solution. So alpha will be what? Minus x divided by okay. What kind of a function is alpha square? X square by x square minus 4x plus 5. X square minus 4x plus 5. Now you have a quadratic by quadratic. Quadratic by quadratic, you can happily find the range. What to do? Cross multiply. You will get a quadratic in x. You should have a solution. So discriminant should be greater than or equal to 0. That is one method of doing it. Usually you would have also done the same thing. You got the same equation. Probably we made a mistake. 4x we wrote minus 2x plus 5. Acha, he directly wrote the range. How to get the range? Is equal to y, cross multiply, discriminant greater than or equal to 0. Or else, a better method here would be divide by x square. No. That itself is the best method. Had it been only x, I would have applied AMGM, but it is x square, so cross multiply, discriminant greater than or equal to 0. That will give you a range of values of alpha. Slightly lengthy question, but not that very difficult. So you, instead of assuming x and y both, directly by seeing the equation, you can come to a conclusion. Instead of writing all of this, you can directly come to a conclusion that y is equal to minus 2. Next question. Integral minus a to a mod x plus mod x minus 2 dx is equal to 22. Then how much is integral a to minus a integral part of x dx? See, this x you can ignore. This x you can ignore. Why? Odd function integral minus a to a is 0. So only is asking integral a to minus a integral part of x dx. So once you know a, you will be able to find it. So there are two ways of doing this question. Either you draw the graph of this and do geometrically, if you are comfortable with geometry. Otherwise you expand the mod 0 to a something and a to 0 to 2 something and 2 to infinity something. Okay, so split it and do it. A is going to be greater than 2. That confusion is also removed. So let me do it graphically for you. Other method, I think you will all be comfortable. 0 to 2, this will be a constant function. X gets cancelled. This will be a constant function. This will be a bucket kind of shape. Okay, so this is 2. This is 0. This is 2. So this area is how much? 4. This area is 4. A is greater than 2, so A will be somewhere here. So minus A will be somewhere here. Okay. What is this area? These are two trapeziums. Total area is given to be 22. From the 22, if you remove 4, how much is removed? 18 is left. 18 is sum of these two trapeziums. What is this trapezium? Length is A, half A into sum of the opposite sides. At A, how much will this be? This line is 2 minus 2x, 2 minus 2a. 2 minus 2a. Okay, this length is A. This length is 2. This length is 2. This length is 2a minus 2. 2a minus 2. Same length, even function. Okay, this width is a minus 2. Okay, if you substitute them, you will get the a value. A, you are getting a quadratic, you will get the value of a. Okay, or you can integrate and get the value of a. Same thing. Sometimes in geometry methods you will have some advantage. Here both of them are more or less the same thing. Next question, what is it? Let A n is a 3-digit number. So A is set of all 3-digit numbers, B is set of all numbers of the form 3k plus 9k plus 2, C is set of all numbers of the form 9k plus L L is some integer, okay, maybe an integer, other than, anyways he is talking about A intersection, so A has integers, so it should have integers. Though L is not given to be integer, he should have. Otherwise also not needed, because A intersection any set, A has only integers in it, so that set also output will always be integer. So let's bother only about integers. 9k plus L, where L is not 0 or 9. That means what? Numbers other than multiples of 9. Same thing if I have to tell in English, what? C is set of all numbers which are not multiples of 9. Which are not multiples of 9. Remaining all numbers. Yes or no? Remainder, if it is 0, it would have been multiple of 9. Remainder, if it cannot be 9. But even if L is written to be 9 there, it would have been a multiple of 9. Other than that, 9k plus 1, 9k plus 2, 9k plus 3, everything is there. So B is a part of C. B is a subset of C. So B intersection, B union C is simply C. B union C is simply C. So I want intersection of multiples of 9 which are 3-digit numbers. So same question. How many 3-digit numbers are there which are multiples of 9? Instead of asking that straightforward question, he has written all this nonsense. What is the question? How many 3-digit numbers are there which are multiples of 9? Last number is 999. First number is 108. Subtract both, divide by 9 plus 1, that will be your answer. What is he doing? Acha, for some L, not all L. He is asking you to find the value of L. I made a mistake. Sorry, I made a mistake. Okay. What is the question? For some L, 9k plus L, this union is 274 into 400. He is asking you to find the value of L. I am misunderstood the question. A intersection. B is what? Numbers of form 9k plus 2. So how many numbers will be there of form if L is 2? Let's say L is 2. How many numbers will be of the form? How many 3-digit numbers will be of the form 9k plus 2? Somewhere around 999 minus 108 divided by 9, right? Answer would have been close to 100. Answer would have been close to 100. That's it. But what he says? Sum of all these elements of the set is 274 into 400. Okay. Okay, no problem. So there are only two possibilities. Either C will be same as B or different from B. Let's say C is same as B. B union C will be B itself. A intersection B, sum I want. Sum of all the elements I want. What does that mean? Sum of all the numbers starting from 102, 108 plus 2, 110 to 992. 992. Sum of all these numbers I want. They are all in AP. They are all in AP. Common difference is 9. Common difference is 9. You can find the sum. You can find the sum. So it is sum of all the numbers which are in AP, whose first term is how much? Which is the first 3-digit number, which is the form 9k plus 2. 108 is divisible by 9. Plus 2 will be 110. 9 తీసేస్తే 101. 101 will be the first number. 99 plus 2, yes or no? Which will be of the form 9k plus 2. So starting from 101 to last number, how much will it be? 999 is divisible by 9. Remove 7. Then remainder will be 2. So 997 minus 2 is 992. This is last term. This is first term. Number of terms you can calculate. So n by 2 into first term plus last term will give you the sum. N by 2 into, so how many, what is the difference? 801. 801 divided by 9 is how much? $89. So how many numbers will be there? 90. Starting also we have to count. Ending also we have to count. Okay. So total how many numbers will be there? 90 numbers. So what will be their sum? 90 by 2 into 101 plus 992. How much is it? This would have been the sum had C been equal to D. Had C been equal to B. Okay. But is it the same number? No. It is not the same number. 274, is it anywhere there? Acha, 992, this is all written. 100 by 2, 100 numbers is it? How come 100 numbers? Amma? Last number is 992. First number is 101. After every 9 numbers, 8 numbers you are counting or 9 numbers you are counting? Nine numbers you are counting, right? 9k plus 2. So what is the difference? 891 divided by 9. Acha, 891. I made a mistake here. 891. 891 indicates 99. So 100 numbers. Good. 100 numbers by 2 into 1093. This plus, okay, this doesn't look the case. Yes or no? So C, I will hand it properly. C, let's say if it is 5. LA, let's say it is 5. Then what will be the sum? 5 will come extra how many times? 100 times. Yes or no? I am already finding sum for 9k plus 2. For 9k plus 5, what will be there extra? 3. How many times? 100 times. Okay? So, if C is there other than 2, then sum C, what will it be? 2 times of this plus 100 times L minus 2. 100 times L minus 2. Yes or no? This is equal to how much? 400 into 274. So don't jump to simplifying. He gave this product just because he wants you to understand that there is some cancellation. Yes or no? Otherwise, he would also have multiplied and given it to you. So what all cancellation you can see? 100 is getting cancelled, 2 zeros. Okay. So if I bring this to the other side, this will be how much? This 2 and 2 are also getting cancelled. 1093 minus 2 is 1091 plus L is 1096. So L is 5. L is 5. Is that clear, all of you? What we have done? Sum of numbers, let's say 9k plus 2 sum is there. This we have already found out. 9k plus 5 sum, if I have to find out, I need not repeat the entire thing. It will be same as this sum, plus that additional 3 is coming how many times? 100 times. So, plus I have to write 100. Yes or no? So plus L if it is there, that L minus 2 will come extra how many times? 100 times. So what will be that sum? L minus 2 into 100 plus remaining as it is. So 2 times of that. 2 got cancelled. 100 got cancelled. L is 5. So this way you are able to identify, avoid some calculations. However, it is not, I would say, simple, straightforward question. Maximum number of matrices 0, 1, 2. So elements of the matrices are 0, 1, 2. So you just have to permute and combination. No other go. What is given? What is the condition on the matrix such that M transpose into M? M transpose into M, what will it be? Any matrix A transpose into A, what will it be? Sum of squares of all the elements or diagonal elements? All the elements. Sum of squares of all the elements. Then write down a matrix A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Take a transpose, multiply. Sum of, you want transpose of it, right? Sum of the diagonal elements is nothing but transpose. Transpose, what will it be? First diagonal element is A square plus B square plus C square is your first term. Second row, second column element, what will it be? D square plus E square plus F square plus third row, third column element will be G square, H square, I square. So sum is given to be how much? 7. How many elements are there? 3, 3, 3, 9. 9 ones cannot be 7. So at least 2 of them will be 0. 7 of them can be ones. So one possibility is any 7 of them are ones, remaining 2 are zeros. So in how many ways you can choose which 7 will be ones? 9C7 or 9C2. So one part of the answer is 9C2. When the numbers are either 0 or 1. Let's say one of the number is 2. One of the number is 2. First you will decide which one. You can make the choice in 9C1 ways. Let's say A is 2. This is 4. 4 at this scale pote, sum of the remaining squares is how much? 3. So remaining what can happen? 3 ones, remaining zeros. So from the remaining 8, you will have 3 ones, 5 zeros. That choice in how many ways you can make? 8C, 3 ways. Or you may have exactly 2 2s. Which 2? You select them. 9C 2 ways you can select 2 of the numbers to be 2s, either A or C or C or F or whatever. 9C 2 ways you can make a choice. So once they are 2s, their sum of squares is 4 plus 4, 8. Can the remaining sum squares be 9? No. So this case is ruled out. There are only 2 cases. Either all of them are zeros, all of them, 7 of them are ones and remaining zeros, or 1, 2, 3 ones and remaining zeros. You just have to select and write it. So not a very difficult question. If one of the diameters of the circle is chord of another circle C, whose center is at 2, 1. How does a circle whose center is 2, 1 look like? X minus 2 whole square plus y minus 1 whole square is equal to r square or some k. Okay, this is how the circle will look like. Diameter is chord of this circle, is also a chord of that circle. So what are we talking about? Common chord. Common chord equation of these two, how will you get? Subtract one from the other. X square, y square gets cancelled. You will get a linear equation. What is speciality of that linear equation? It is diameter of the first circle. It is diameter of the first circle. So that line passes through the point 1, 3, center of the first circle. It passes through the point 1, 3. So take that 1, 3 and substitute in this difference, you will get the answer. Okay? Or instead of finding the difference, First substitute and then subtract, that will also give you the same thing. Okay, whichever is simple to you. X square, y square, anyways they will get cancelled. Your focus should be on the remaining terms. Linear equation, it should pass through center of the first circle, diameter, so it should pass through center of the first circle. Understood or not? So 1 comma 3, substitute in the common chord equation, that will suffice. Probably he will also do the same thing. There is no other method. Oh, there is a method. Good. He did it geometrically. Strange. Good. So this is diameter of the first circle. Another circle passing through the point. Center is 1 comma 3. Center is 2 comma 1. Radius is assuming it to be r. This is radius of the first circle 2. Go for Pythagoras theorem, you will get r. Good. This is better. No, that is only better. That is only better. So whenever you are talking about common chord, don't apply any brain. Just separate one from the other. And that is diameter of the circle. Take the center, substitute it. Simple. No complication at all. The minimum value of alpha for which the equation has at least one solution in 0 to pi by 2. 0 to pi by 2 means sin x should be between 0 to 1. Sin x should be between 0 to 1. When you cross multiply, you are getting a quadratic. That quadratic should have a root between 0 to 1. That is one way of looking at the question. He has seen the other way. What did he see? Acha. No, it's not as simple. See, f dash x is equal to 0, sin x is equal to 2 by 3. Minimum value we cannot say. F of x maximum is infinity. Of course, it is infinity. F of x is a continuous function. So, minima is 9. Okay. Fine. Go for this. So, what is doing? Try to understand this function. What is set? Sin x 0 అయినప్పుడు where will this go? Infinity. We are talking only between 0 to pi by 2. When x is 0, sin x will be 0. So, this part is taking it to infinity. So, this curve will come from infinity downwards. And when x is pi by 2, this part is 0. So, again it is going to infinity. So, what is this presumption is, somewhere it will take a minima. Somewhere it will take a minima, at least at one point it will take a minima. So, when will this be equal to alpha have a solution? Only when alpha is greater than that minima. Only when alpha is greater than that minima. To find that minima, what is he doing? He is differentiating. Okay. I need not keep sin x here. you can just take 4 by t plus 1 by 1 minus t. Okay, t is ranging from 0 to 1. Your observation can be from 0 to 1. Replace sin x by t. T is also an increasing function. So, absolutely there will be no variation in the graph of nature of the function, especially between 0 to pi by 2. So, now differentiate this. What will be the derivative? Minus 4 by t square plus 1 by 1 minus t square. This should be 0. Okay. So, what is that you get? 1 minus t whole square is equal to t square by 4. T square by 4. So, here you are getting two solutions. What are those two solutions? 3t square by 4 or 4t square minus t square, 3t square minus 2t minus 8t plus 4 is equal to 0. Okay. Did we do it right? Minus 4 by t square plus 1 by 1 minus t square is equal to 0. 1 minus t square is equal to t square by 4, 3t square minus 8t. Roots are 2 and 2 by 3. But our focus is only between 0 to 1. So, what is the other root? 2 by 3. At t equal to 2 by 3, you will get a minima. You will get a minima at t equal to 2 by 3. So, find that minimum value. Alpha should be greater than that minimum value, greater than or equal to that minimum value. Okay. So, quadratic also you go and try. There should be one root between 0 and 1. So, 0 you can substitute one sign, 1 you can substitute other sign. Probably that will give you the answer. This is a routine question. Sigma tan inverse 1 by 1 plus r square. VN method. VN method is again regularly asked question. Okay. So, you will write it as difference of two consecutive terms of a series. This question was asked at least 5 to 6 times. R plus r square, you will write it as r into r plus 1. This one you will write it as r plus 1 minus r into r plus 1. You can see the formula of tan inverse a minus b by 1 plus ab. Tan inverse r plus 1 minus tan inverse r. Telescopic cancellation happens. Okay. So, not at all a difficult question. A, B, C are vectors such that C is coplanar with A and B. If C is coplanar with A and B, C you can write it as a linear combination of A and B. C is, you can write it as a linear combination of A and B. Or B is given to be perpendicular to C. C is given to be perpendicular to B. Okay. So, whenever you know a vector is perpendicular to another vector, if you are able to locate some other vector which is perpendicular to this, it will be along their cross product. To know a vector, you either need a vector parallel to it or you need two vectors perpendicular to it. So, C is given to be perpendicular to B. Can you tell me any other vector which is perpendicular to C? C is in the plane of A and B is given. C is in the plane of A and B. So, obviously, C will be perpendicular to normal of the plane. Normal of the plane is what? A cross B. So, C will be along cross product of B and A cross B. That is what he has written. C is perpendicular to B and C is perpendicular to A cross B. So, C will be along cross product of B and A cross B. Good way of doing it. Okay. So, from here B dot B is given, B itself is given. So, B dot B is given, A dot C is given. We do not need that as of now. A is given, B is given, so A dot B is known to you. So more or less everything is known to you. Okay. So you can find the value of the unknowns, lambda. Is that clear? I don't think A and B, when they are given, the other method is also not bad. C, you can write it as a linear combination, but this method is important. Surely it is important, and there can be questions where this method will be a lot better. But in this particular question, because the vectors A and B are given, C you can write it as a linear combination of A and B. So what will it be? I cap into 2 lambda 2 minus lambda 1 plus j cap into 2 lambda 2 is 0, lambda 1 plus k cap into lambda 2 plus lambda 1. Okay, two unknowns, lambda 1 and lambda 2. B dot C is given to be 0. So just replace the coefficients 2, 0, 1. So 2 to 4 lambda 2 plus 5 lambda 2 minus 2 lambda 2 minus lambda 1 is equal to 0. This is the first condition. Okay. What else is given? A dot C is given to be 7. Another condition in terms of lambda 1 and lambda 2 you can find. So not a bad method, but definitely this is a better method. Whenever a vector is known and you know one vector perpendicular to the vector, try to catch hold of another vector perpendicular to it, and your vector will be along the cross product of the two vectors. Is that clear? 3 independent events in sample space. The probability that only B1 occurs is alpha. Probability that only B2 occurs is beta. Only B3 occurs is gamma. PB, the probability that none of the events BI occurs. And 4 probabilities satisfy the equations. Alpha minus 2 beta into P is equal to alpha beta. Let P be the probability that none of the events BI occurs. Good. And these 4 probabilities satisfy this equation. Okay. Then P of P1 by, I would not go for this, I would go for Venn diagram. Okay. Let the sample space be 1. There are how many events which we are talking about? Analytically is little confusing when we are talking about so many combinations. Venn diagram is the best. The probability that only B1 occurs, which part? This is alpha. Only B2 occurs is beta, gamma. P is the probability that none of BI occur outside. Okay. B3 independent events. So what is this entire part? Alpha beta. Okay. So this intersection, if I call it X, this part will be alpha beta minus X. This part will be alpha gamma minus X. This part will be beta gamma minus X. X is what? Alpha beta gamma. X is what? Alpha beta gamma. Sum of all these will be equal to 1. Sum of all this will be equal to 1. So what is he asking? P of B1. What is P of B1? Alpha plus this region is alpha beta plus this region is alpha gamma minus X is alpha beta gamma. Okay, divided by P of B3. What is it? gamma plus beta gamma plus alpha gamma minus alpha beta gamma. Okay? So, he gives alpha is a root of this equation. Alpha is a root of this equation. So, what do I get? Alpha, if I substitute, alpha gets cancelled. Alpha is equal to 3 beta. Alpha is equal to 3 beta. Alpha is also a root of this. No cancellation. Beta is a root of this. If I substitute beta, beta cancels. Alpha cancels. Beta is 0. Is it so? Open interval 0 to 1. I substituted beta here. Let P be the probability that none of the events we made a mistake here. No. They satisfy these equations. Okay, fine. So P is how much? 1 minus this entire setup. What is this entire setup? Alpha plus beta plus gamma plus alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha minus alpha beta gamma. Alpha beta gamma. It's coming out to be lengthy, right? Is there a better way of understanding this? Nothing much can be done. For sure, I'll end the question. Let's find out somewhere from this equation. Divide one by the other. Let's see if we can get some condition. Divide one by the other. PP gets cancelled. Alpha minus 2 beta divided by beta minus 3 gamma is equal to alpha by 2 gamma. Okay. If I cross multiply 2 alpha gamma minus 3 alpha gamma, if I take it to the other side, 5 alpha gamma is equal to alpha beta plus 4 gamma beta plus 4 gamma beta. But how will that be useful? I would leave this question even if it is for 10 marks. Let's see. Let's complete and get back. Achha, one more question only. Fine. 10th one. Let P is equal to this. Suppose this is a matrix satisfying PQ is equal to KI3 for some non-zero K. Q23 is equal to minus K by 8. Mod Q is equal to K square by 2. Mod Q is equal to K square by 2 alpha square plus K square he is asking. Fine, not a problem. P into Q is equal to Ki3. Apply det on this equation. Don't assume Q. Don't ever assume Q. Just apply det on this equation. What will this be? Det P into det Q is given to be K square by 2 is equal to Ki3 determinant. What will it be? K square. Yes or no? K square or K cube? K cube. K cube. Each K you can bring it out. K cube. Data is 1. Okay. So det P is how much? 2K. That is one thing which you can write. That is one thing which you can write. Then in Q, which element is given to us? 2, 3. Okay, no. So instead you can do this. P by K or simply P into Q by K is I3. P into Q by K is I3. So what does that mean? Q by K is inverse of P. Q by K is inverse of P. So find inverse of P. How will you find inverse of P? You know the method. Find the adjoint. Okay. So divide by det P. Det P already we know it is 2K. Okay. Det P is 2K. Or P inverse is nothing but Q by K is P inverse. What is P inverse? Adjoint of A divided by det A. It is adjoint of A P divided by det P. Det P is 2K. So this KK gets cancelled. Q is nothing but adjoint of P divided by 2. Divided by 2. So in adjoint of P, what is the element which you have to focus on? 2/3 element. Okay. What is the adjoint of this element? Remove this column, remove this row. Minus 15 plus 3 minus 12. Minus 12 is given to be how much? So K value you will get from there. K value you will get from there. Is that clear, all of you? So what you simply need to do is understand that Q by K is P inverse. Is P inverse, which is adjoint of P divided by det P. And how to find det P? Put det on this. Det Q is given k square by 2. Det P will be det P into k square by 2 is equal to k cube. So det P is 2k. Very good question. Very good question. 2k you will write, k cancels. So Q is equal to adjoint P divided by 2. Don't find the entire adjoint of P. Our focus is on which element? Q23. So find cofactor of this particular element. That will give you condition in terms of alpha, then in terms of k, then you can find the values. Okay. Probably this is what he did. So there is one question which is still messy with us. Three independent events in a sample space. Just for a minute, let us see if you can get anything better. I'll still stick by my word. I will go for one method. This is alpha, beta, gamma. This is alpha, gamma into 1 minus beta. Alpha, beta, gamma. This entire thing is alpha, beta. So alpha, beta into 1 minus gamma. This is alpha, gamma into 1 minus beta. This is beta, gamma, but not alpha. This is alpha but not beta and also not gamma. Okay. This is beta but not alpha and also not gamma. This is gamma but not alpha and also not beta. These are the probabilities given. P is the rest. P is what? The probability that none of them occur. So P can better be written as 1 minus alpha into 1 minus beta into 1 minus gamma. Okay. So I can little uncomplicate this. This will be how much? Alpha by 1 minus alpha into P. Alpha by 1 minus alpha into P. Oh, sorry. Alpha, beta, gamma are given different meanings here. Sorry. Alpha is, I only messed up. Let's say these are ABC. Alpha is only B1 occurring. So let's say probability of A occurring is A, B occurring is B, C occurring is C. So only A occurring means what? Only B1 occurring means what? it is given to be alpha. Alpha is nothing but A occurring, but B not occurring, and but C not occurring. Beta is B occurring, A not occurring, C not occurring. Gamma is C occurring, A not occurring, B not occurring. P means none of them occurring. 1 minus A, 1 minus B, 1 minus C. Okay, good. Now, what we want? Alpha minus 2 beta into P is given to be alpha beta. Okay? Alpha beta is what? AB 1 minus A, 1 minus B, 1 minus C whole square. P, will it cancel in alpha beta? What is alpha beta divided by P? Alpha minus 2 beta is equal to alpha beta divided by P. Alpha beta divided by P. 1 minus A, 1 minus B, 1 minus C gets cancelled. It is AB into 1 minus C. But alpha beta minus 2 beta, what will it be? Alpha minus 2 times this. In this, is there anything coming common? 1 minus C. 1 minus C gets cancelled. Okay. So, what do I have? AB is equal to A into 1 minus B minus 2 times B into 1 minus A. Okay. This will give me one condition in terms of A and B. It will give me a condition in terms of A and B. What I want? A by P of B1 is A by C. He is asking me the value of A and B. So, similarly, one more condition is given. What is this coming out to? Minus AB plus 2AB. So, AB term get cancelled. Then what am I left with? A equal to 2B. That is what I am getting from this equation. A is equal to 2B. A is equal to 2B. Then second equation is given. What is it? P is there, beta gamma is there. Beta gamma by P. In beta gamma will be what are getting cancelled? 1 minus A, 1 minus B, 1 minus C. What are you left with? BC into 1 minus A. Beta minus 3 gamma. Beta minus 3 gamma will have 1 minus A common. That will get cancelled. So, what will you be left with? BC is equal to beta B into 1 minus C minus 3 gamma. 3 into C into 1 minus B. Okay. BC is here, minus BC, 2 BC plus 3 BC, 1 BC remains. Then what do you have? B. Then what do you have? Minus 3C is equal to 0. B minus 3C plus BC is equal to 0 is one condition. Then you have another condition from here. What is it? A is equal to 2B. Just replace and get the answer. What we want is A by C. So, B if you replace, you will get the answer. Just check the calculations. This is what you need to do. Once again I will repeat. Take a Venn diagram. Independent events. Let this occurring be A, this be B, this be C. What is given? Only first event occurring. Only first event occurring is alpha. So, alpha is nothing but A occurring, B not occurring, C not occurring. Beta is what? B occurring, A not occurring, C not occurring. Gamma is what? Third event occurring, first two not occurring. P is what? None of them occurring. 1 minus A, 1 minus B, 1 minus C. Okay. So some complicated equations are given. Alpha minus 3 beta into P is equal to alpha beta. Instead of making it bulky, what I will write? Alpha minus 2 beta is equal to alpha beta by P. What is alpha beta by P? Lot of cancellation is happening. AB into 1 minus C. AB into 1 minus C. In alpha minus 2 beta also you can see 1 minus C common. So that 1 minus C gets cancelled. Write the remaining things. A into 1 minus B minus 2 into B into 1 minus A is equal to AB. Okay. So luckily in this 2AB minus AB, AB gets cancelled. AB term is getting cancelled. You are getting A in terms of B or B in terms of A. So what are you getting from here? A is equal to 2B. A is equal to 2B. Similarly, you have another equation. Alpha and beta are there, so you got a relation in terms of A and B. Beta and gamma are there, so you will get a relation in terms of B and C. That B you can replace it by A by 2. You will get a relation in terms of A and C. And A by C is what he is asking. Okay. Definitely a lengthy question, but for sure you have choice. There are only few good questions in numericals. Rest everything was very simple. 2-3 questions were good in numericals. Other than that, it was a simple paper. Okay. So tomorrow we will try to take little extra and try to finish 2 papers simultaneously. Any more doubts or anything you want me to discuss?